Time for some more KonoSuba. Your favorite useless bunch is back. What's up guys, Foxen here. It's been a few months since you last had a delicious cup of KonoSuba. Thankfully for us, the second KonoSuba OVA just came out. I'm sure you've already found this somehow, so let's delve into it. I was thinking about doing the top 5 moments of this episode, but instead let's do the top moment for each character, which is still 5. Let's begin with Megumin's cute kitty, Chomusuke. So far in KonoSuba, you haven't seen too much of this kitty. In this episode, it was way too fun to see this thing missing with Aqua's hair. That furball just does not like her at all, and who could really blame him? Next up, Aqua. The best moment for her was her pressing the button and then blaming it on Kazuma. And then she followed it up with saying that it's his fault for not stopping her. Haha, come on. So it's pretty nice to see Aqua being useless again in this episode. Next up, number 3, Darkness. And this easily goes to that assault on her boobs. It was so stupid and out of nowhere. It had me laughing so freaking much. And that's saying a lot for Darkness. This is easily one of her best moments for Darkness. Next up, number 2, Megumin. And that goes to Megumin, not her explosion, but her being super adorable. Megumin wanting to take that golem home. Come on, as if they needed to give us another reason to love Megumin. Unfortunately for her, that thing ended up blowing up. Although she might have liked that actually. And the top moment, number 1, goes to Kazuma. The best was him at the very end. Oh, that sweet expression. It was the best moment, unfortunately just not for him. I kinda did start to feel bad for him. But then again, I started thinking about all the crap he's done. And karma's a bitch. And of course it ended with Kazuma using stew on them. Gender equality after all. But anyway, besides those moments, there's a few more that I want to comment on. So about that waitress at the beginning. I'm not sure if I'm looking way too much into this, but she looked like a female version of Kazuma. What do you think? Next up, the cameo from Mitsurugi. We haven't seen this guy in a while. The interesting part here is that you can see that this guy did buy his sword back. If you only seen the anime, this guy doesn't pop up again, but in the light novels you see him every now and then. The part about that is that it was unclear whether he actually ever got his sword back. You don't find out that he did until way later on. Up next, the creator of the Destroyer. While watching this, I was wondering, is it him? Could it be that guy? And it turns out, yes, it in fact is him. This was definitely pretty awesome to see, giving the Destroyer creator a backstory. If you only seen the anime, this guy pops up only once in season 1, but he does play a bigger role later on in the story. The thing about him getting revived and what he actually picked, that's never been delved into. Next up, as expected of an OVA, there's plenty of fan service here. It starts off with that new girl at the very beginning. She had that freaking boob hanging out and that booty. Perhaps she's an Axis cult member. Let me also bring up Darkness again. They did acknowledge here how Darkness really doesn't do too much. This is something that's honestly really true, especially in the novels versus the Demon Generals. Although in the novels, they don't actually address this point until much later on. And about that masochist robot at the very end, maybe I was thinking way too much about it, but I thought they might connect her back to the newbie at the very beginning. I mean, they do have similar hair. But anyway, this would be a perfect sex doll for Darkness. So overall, this KonoSuba OVA was definitely one of the better KonoSuba episodes, especially if you compare it to the average episode from season 1 or season 2. It was really funny throughout, and they even added to the lore with that Destroyer creator backstory. This was something that the previous OVA did not do, which unfortunately makes it uncanon. And I know this is technically not canon either, although you can find a place to fit this in the story. But enough from me, I want to hear what you think. What are your top moments for the KonoSuba OVA? How does it compare to the better episodes from season 1 and season 2? And I am curious about your thoughts on that too. Which one did you prefer more, KonoSuba season 1 or season 2, and why? Be sure to give this video an explosive thumbs up, especially if you're excited for the new KonoSuba anime. And you heard that right, a new KonoSuba anime has just been announced. Check out my video on that if you haven't seen it, or check out my videos on KonoSuba's useless bunch. And I'll see you guys later.